Hey guys, welcome to Belly Blast Blog 11. We're here today with Coach Val. We just finished another great workout, 2 days of which I missed, so my poor partner was all by herself working out. But what's interesting today, Val, is that we had a lot of, do we call them failure moments? The points where you just can't move anymore. And we thought we were failing you. And you were saying something different. You were saying, well, when you get to that point...
Yeah, I say train to failure. That's if you can push your body enough that you can train to failure and still recover a minute later, then you know you're getting fit.
Now, the shaking. I have to ask about the shaking.
Yeah, the shaking.
Because, you know, the last time I had the shakes was when my wife wouldn't give me a chocolate bar. So so when I'm shaking here, so what is that? Am I doing something wrong?
Yeah, you probably won't always shake like that. It's just that your body's not used to pushing itself, and you get lactic acid buildup. You have to filter that through your liver, your stomach, and it breaks down and becomes energy again. So it's a big process, and your body will adapt. The other part of the shaking is that you don't have glycogen in the muscle to fire. It's part of the whole chemical balance that helps the muscle fire. So when you get into that deficit of no glycogen, your body starts to shake. So that's completely normal. That's completely average. So I shouldn't be frightened of it. How do you overcome it? So when the shaking happens, do you stop or do you push through? Try to push through. Try to push through. Not to the point of injuring yourself. But I mean, you'll feel like you can't really get a breath anymore anyway. So you'll have that shaking accompanied with the having a hard time breathing. So once you get to that point where I just can't. I'm not breathing properly. I can't keep my abdominals tight. Your balance starts to go. You just have to stop.
Just stop at that point. What's interesting too, you mentioned it earlier, is breathing seems to always be a challenge. So my partner, of course, is perfect at everything. For the rest of us, I find that
poor Carol.
that you have to remind me of breathing. So I'm just a screamer. I'm a screamer. But that's not breathing. So why don't you talk to us about what you like to see or what you encourage in breathing, proper breathing when you're doing these exercises?
Yeah, I liken it to martial arts. So in martial arts, when you prepare for impact or to create a blow, you have to breathe out a quick breath. Because you don't want to lose the contraction in your abdominals to stay stable. So the breathing has to be purposeful. So where in yoga you would do cleansing breaths, you would not do that in training. When especially if you're doing high energy exercises. So the breathing is important, but it needs to be rhythmical. So here's a key rule: when the weight's moving away from the floor, then you breathe out. Okay, so if I'm curling.
And at what point do you breathe in? On the return?
You're going to breathe in anyway. I say don't concentrate on the breathing in, concentrate on the breathing out, because you will breathe in. Well,
that's really cool. So we had a lot of fun today. Thanks, Coach. And we have another 2 days on our own, and then we're back next week. And I guess we're going to be doing an assessment soon, a measurement of some sort at some point. I'm sure we have another milestone coming up. So. But she's looking at my belly as I'm saying it. She's like, oh, mercy.
I'm really excited about what you guys are training. Number one for me is making sure that you're fit and healthy, The measurements is an added plus.
I did that overreaction because I was reminded of a story that Carol wanted me to tell you, and we kept it secret until now. So I had a job in Toronto that I had to do a quote for, and in Toronto, I don't know what it is about Toronto. They just don't want to give you elevators. Like in Toronto, there's maybe one elevator on a whole city block. So we went to this building on King and Spadina, and there was one elevator, and it was one of those churning things. It was like forever a lineup. So the guy I was with says, it's on the 5th floor, by the way. He says, well, why don't we take the stairs? And I was like, oh, I took a double take. So I said, okay, let's take the stairs. You're not even going to believe, I took 5 flights, and I didn't get winded. So that's an improvement.
Fantastic.
That's a huge improvement.
That's what I'm talking about.
Because in my house, it's only 2 flights, and I was getting winded. So to do 5 flights in a Toronto building, like concrete floors,
that's fantastic.
It was, and I didn't feel it. And I could talk while I was doing it when we got to the 5th floor. It wasn't until we were leaving I realized, holy crap, I climbed 5 flights of stairs. And some of you were like, what are you talking about? That's simple. It's not. It was, when I started this, I told you, 2 flights I would get winded. And that's a dangerous, and now, so it was really exciting.
That's got to be motivating.
It was huge. So thank you for that. And
good for you.
That's 4 weeks together. I'm terrible with anniversaries. My wife hates that.
Yeah, this is our 5th one.
5th week. So in 5 weeks, just that alone for me is an accomplishment. I'm sure there's others, but that is a measurable, it was cool. So thanks, Coach.
Fantastic.
That was great.
Way to go.
So we'll see you again next week. Thanks, guys, for joining us again.